My name is Vincent, and today I have with me Dr. Renato Di Castro. But he's a very humble man.
Just call me Renato, please.
Yeah, he prefers to be known as Renato. So he's an advisor to leading cities in Boston, and also World E-Government Organization of cities and local governments in Seoul. Was that correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on a Friday evening. I know you guys have a lot of other things you could do, but I'm very happy that you guys are here. So before I begin, just wanted to quickly introduce myself. I'm the General Manager of Knowledge Group of Companies. And what we do, we actually run conferences for a living, smart cities being one of them. So at Knowledge Group, what we believe is that smart cities is not a conversation we can have once a year, nor should it be a conversation that we only have with the governments. It's a conversation that we need to have with the local communities, the business communities, and also the relevant authorities as well. So that's exactly why we're actually running this event today. So actually, I'd like to thank our venue sponsor. Very generous of them to actually offer this space for us to use for free. Maybe we can invite Dr. Thomas to have a quick word. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together.
Maybe we can say here, just in front of everybody, and just to comment. Well, one of the executives from Grand Bazaar in Turkey is also here with us, Senarika. Welcome.
Okay, well, hi everyone on the Facebook there. So, may I firstly just thank Dr. Renato for coming over here and spending time with us to deliver his presentation, and to extend a warm welcome to all of you to KL Center for Sustainable Innovation. Rather than go for a lengthy explanation of what we do, I've actually put a leaflet down there which you can read through and kind of get a sense of what we do. And for those viewers looking in here, we're in the heart of KL. Our mission is to improve livability in Kuala Lumpur. It's all part of a national program, but we're doing our little bit to look at things called living lab projects, where we're focusing on areas like cycling, waste, housing, things that cities need to deal with, and this is what our mission is. You can't see this from Facebook, but we actually are in an office which has been remolded, to kind of live the theme. So we have recycled furniture out there. We make a lot of use of natural light for our energy use. We also have bicycles. We have a shower here where people cycle to work, something which is quite rare in KL. So, in other words, what we're trying to do is not just do the work, but we also need to live the work as well. So, on that note, as I said, extending a warm welcome to all of you tonight. Hope you enjoy the talk, and glad to have you here.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So, honestly, when I first planned this community meeting, I didn't expect that much enthusiasm from everybody. So I'm very glad all of you showed up today. And as this is the first of the many community meetings that we're going to host, so at the end of the session, it would be great if you guys can provide us some feedback on how we could improve further. And for those of you tuning in on Facebook, feel free to comment and let us know how we can improve. All right, so just to quickly set the tone for the session, bear in mind this is not a workshop or training session, so it will not just be Renato and myself talking, right? So as we said, it's a coffee chat, so chat away. And how much we benefit from this really ultimately depends on how much participation we get from the audience. So, for those of you who's tuning in, also feel free to comment. We have your comments kind of projected on the left, so we'll try our best to answer your question as much as we can. Get the ball rolling. Is everybody able to?
No, just adjusting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
why it's live, so why are we doing? We are making it better.
Okay, that's how it is with live, right? So, okay, I'll get the ball rolling. I'll start asking Renato some questions. At any point of time, feel free to chime in. Let's keep the conversation organic. We don't have a Q&A at the end of the session, so at any point of time. So, Renato, tell us more.
Maybe I start with the first presentation, and then we jump to this. So,
great, yeah, I was about to lead to that. Tell us more about what you do.
Exactly, yeah.
And, yeah, feel free.
Actually, again, well, I have just arrived yesterday from Melbourne. I was in Smart City, Australia. Yesterday I was speaking here in nice cities. So the idea is not to be presenting anything. It's just really, I want to exchange ideas with you. But very, very quickly, some remarks I would like to to do. I decided now to start, well, I was invited for 17 events around the world, so my wife agreed with this last year. I'm still trying to keep her concentrated with a good mood about it, but I'm traveling the whole world. Quite lucky guy. I work with Smart City, I love it. And I've been, the last 12 months, I've been in visiting 17 countries, 32 Smart City projects. And what I see, and I'm also doing a PhD now about Smart City that is really taking all my time and my mood also. And first thing for the PhD, I started researching and writing about smart cities and what have been said till now about smart city. It's been already 200 pages, and I still don't have a conclusion. It's very nice to understand the whole, the whole perspective from the 80s till now. And a lot of things has changed, also the perception, because we are changing. Smart city is not a trend, it's a need. I would say, I'll touch a little bit about it, but it's also not just the need, but also society is changing. And one thing I decided to put now in all events is, when I start an event, I start with disruption. That's our big challenge nowadays. And I try to summarize last 5 days. I had this idea here in Kuala Lumpur. I remember Kuala Lumpur forever. It's my first time. I was here on Sunday, just Venice, Abu Dhabi, Kuala Lumpur, Melbourne. 40 hours, the whole trip. I was sitting down in the airport, 8 hours connection in the Kuala Lumpur airport. Really airplane food sick. I could not see, and I was dreaming about a barbecue. So Brazilians love barbecue. I was, going through my Facebook, and then I saw a video that it was fantastic. It was looking like a bacon, big bacon, with a device connected that was vibrating the bacon, and it was like doing barbecue wherever you go. That was my first idea, because also it was a little bit crazy about the food. And I said, wow. I clicked there to see what was the video. And then it was this video. Probably some of you already saw this video. This video came online live on Saturday and became viral. I don't know if you can, listen, but I think it will be okay to listen.
Kind of looks like sushi, doesn't it?
First human modular prototype that is able to live in very simple. What's going to happen is that I'm going to connect the brain to the heart to activate the blood circulation. Now, to learn, it's going to start breathing. You can see both organs are collaborating. I can have a kidney module. And if I have a limb module, it starts actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimal temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I had another limb, I'll start to recognize it.
Of course, at that time, I was not hungry anymore. I was a little bit scared. Guys, we even don't know if this, I've been trying to check if the video is true or is not true. I went through their website. It's a real project called Oscar. They are 3D printing organs. The idea is to start replacing our organs, what's not working. And it seems that they had already got to do like the heart and everything in small scale. They show all the procedures in the website. This is the disruption. I was looking for a very good example of disruption. I was always talking about Uber, Airbnb. It's small, it's pocket money compared to this one. So we are living now this new era of disruption. And this is playing a big role in the smart cities. And then 2 days ago, I was in Melbourne, again, before going to the stage, checking frenetically my internet. I use Flipboard, so I read like 10 different newspapers in different languages at the same time, only the headlines that is important for me. And then I've been following this company, Ubin. Who knows Ubin? Heard about it. Ubin was launched in 2011, startup, of course, States, and they are trying, or they are researching in transmitting energy, electricity, wireless. Electricity will be in the air. I want to charge my cell phone. I will not have cables. I just press the button and start charging. This company was quoted by Mark Cuban, the owner of Dallas Mavericks. as the first zillion-dollar company. Zillion, it's a number that doesn't exist. It's infinite. Can you imagine how much would worth a company that can provide you, so you can generate, for example, solar energy in the deserts of Australia that you have 100% insolation, and then from there you can transmit it wireless for wherever you want in the world. It's not a matter if, it's when. So, when we think about smart cities nowadays, we must put it together. Doesn't matter what is the definition. For me, it must have at least 4 components. First of all, it has gone the time of smart cities centered in ICT. That was the first phase. First, Smart City 1.0, Cisco, IBM, big contracts, and ICT, technology. Technology now is part of our life. It's not any more deal. Second, it must be 100% citizen-centered. So let me just go to the last one so we can start. We have urban problems. Main of these urban problems is caused, and I said why we are doing smart cities. Well, we know that we are having a very big migration, urban growth. If you come in everybody says by 2030, United Nations says that we are going to have 70% of the world urban. Let's go in small numbers. It means that, for example, Delhi in India, they receive, nowadays, they are getting 79 people per hour. 79 people, more than 1 person per minute is arriving in New Delhi. This is just urban migration. In India, they are forecasting like in the next 30 years, they're going to have 300 million people moving from countryside to urban, to cities. And then, if you see the growth of the human population in the last 100 years, in average, we have 135,000 people born every year. Doesn't matter if it's in the countryside or in cities. So again, we must go smart, but smart is not the only solution. Now in India, in Europe, you're talking about smart village. Well, we need also to bring technology to the village for people not migrate. Because, think about it. We have, who is disturbing this world is the so-called millennials. These guys it's a matter of age. Doesn't matter. Millennials is not someone that lives in an urban area. Also, millennials are living in the countryside and they are connected. And then they know what's happening. Maybe they are just migrating because they want to have a more urban, cosmopolitan, or technological life. You know what? They did we have a big problem in Europe now with the refugees. They did a research with the refugees. You know what's the first need the refugees have when they arrive in a camp? Try to guess. First need: water, bed, shelter. No, Wi-Fi. They need to connect with their families and say that they arrived well. Come on, these guys that are migrating, they are not miserable. I mean, we have judges migrating. It's a war. They are just running out of the war. So it's part of our daily life. So we really must change the way we see smart cities. So not anymore just technology oriented. We have to center this we need to make life better for people. So the final result must be life better, and we must take into consideration the new reality we are living: creative economy and sharing economy. That's why Uber or Airbnb or Ubeam are disrupting the whole market. And that's the great thing about smart city nowadays. And when I do consulting or advising for mayors, I say, look, don't ask how much budget you have to do smart city. Try to understand what you can trade off as a city competitive advantage with the companies. Give you an example. 2013, Rio de Janeiro, my hometown, we did an agreement with Waze. You know Waze? Waze was, after that, 3 or 4 months later, they were acquired by Google. So we did an agreement with them. We have IBM state-of-the-art control center in Rio de Janeiro. But we had a problem. 700 cameras. It's ridiculous. 700 cameras. I almost have in my house where I live in Italy. 700 cameras in the city. London has 16,000 cameras. So how to solve this problem? Well, we go in investment, infrastructure, but we don't have any money, no money anymore to do this. CDO of Rio flew to United States. Waze talk. well, let's share information. We open you the city, come to the command center and bring your data. And Waze, wow, maybe we can start developing something for cities. So they brought their data. From one day to the other day, Rio de Janeiro started having 1 million cameras. Everybody was connected, that was connected in Waze, were sending information and also pictures, and this was popping up in the command center. They started doing their heating map of traffic. And do you know how much did it cost to Rio? Zero, win-win situation. So this is an important component now. Now for Italy, we are trying to cooperate with TripAdvisor to make better the experience for tourism in Italy. How much? Zero. Because they need also this. This is this new co-creation word. Basically, this is the thing. Now we can go to the questions, and then otherwise I get excited and I don't stop speaking.
No, it's good. I mean, always good to have someone animated.